So we have higher interest rates. We also have higher inflation, and our home inventory is increasing by the day. So are we shifting to a buyer's market? On this video, I will discuss what is happening right now in Utah and how it may affect you. So let's get after it right now. Welcome to the Living in Utah channel. I'm Mike Gallagher. I'm a local real estate agent right here in the local area. If you want to learn everything about the state of Utah, you've come to the right channel. On this channel, we talk everything about the state of Utah: eating, sleeping, drinking, playing. If this is your first time in my channel, you may consider tapping that subscribe button down below and hitting that bell notification. You'll receive an alert every time I release a new video, and that's every week. And apart from making videos, we also help people buy or sell real estate right here in the local area. So if I can be of any assistance, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. 7 days a week, we got your back when moving to the U state. So we have higher interest rates, we have higher inflation, and we have a war going on between Russia and Ukraine at the current moment. And we also have a possible recession right on our doorstep. Well, this has made some sellers to start panicking. So is now a good time, though, to buy a home? And where are we at right now? Well, inflation is at a very high rate. It's at a historically high 40-year high. Mortgage rates are at the 6% rate, but the Federal Reserve has plans to increase the interest rate even higher in 2022 and possibly in 2023. Just in June, we had one of the highest rate increases in many years. With all that being said, the fundamentals of the real estate market are still very strong. It's actually way more difficult nowadays to obtain a loan than it was back during the crash of 07-08. Back then, loans were just pouring out the door to just about anyone. And right now in the state of Utah, our inventory has increased. We're probably in about a medium inventory level. We're no longer in the really low level, but we're also don't really have what we would consider excess inventory in our market. And there's an unfortunate side to what is going on with the higher interest rates and the inflation. About 20 to 25% of the buyers who were out there over the last 6 months no longer qualify for a loan. So the American dream of owning your own home is slipping away for some buyers. But there's still buyers out there waiting to purchase a home. In that group of buyers are quite a few millennials who have put off purchasing their first home. They decided to rent, and now they would like to enter the market. And don't forget about the investors out there swooping up quite a few homes. They're out there competing with everyone else. The only difference is they have piles of money, big piles of money, billions of dollars sometimes, and they can close quick and with cash. Also, if you are worried about the interest rate, there's a joke that floats around or a statement that reads, "You marry the house, but you date the rate." And what they mean by that is you buy the house that you plan on living in for, say, a long term, but the rate that you obtain on that home initially, it can always be refinanced in the future, hopefully at a lower rate. Now, the rates that we have today in, say, the 6% range is still a great rate. When you compare it over the rates for the last 40 to 50 years, 6% is still low. They're just not as low as they were last year or just a couple months ago. So should you buy a home right now? Well, I think it's a good time to buy a home, only if you're ready to buy a home. There's a lot of competition that is sitting on the sidelines, and they're waiting while inventory is increasing. So the good news is, if you're ready to buy a home, you can now be a little bit more picky. Let's say your dream home comes on the market this weekend and you're not able to view the home, or you get beat out due to competition, or maybe the timing just isn't right. You can now rest assured that it's likely another amazing home is going to come on the market for sale in the next coming weeks or the next coming months. 6 months ago, that wasn't the case. There were some people having to purchase homes that didn't have all the amenities that they were looking for, or maybe were located in a different city or a different area. I have an example for you. A good friend of mine is building a new home. About 5 or 6 months ago, we searched the market for a home. Very low inventory. Didn't see anything that he really liked, so he decided to build a new home. He got to pick out everything, and it will be a beautiful home. but it won't be complete until November. He's a little bit worried about what the interest rates will be down the road in November. Well, just this week, an existing home hit the market. The difference is this home is $125,000 less than his new build. So it's a great opportunity to save some money. So he submitted an offer, and we'll see how it goes. We haven't been accepted yet. He will lose his $20,000 deposit that he has on the new build, but we might be able to negotiate a little bit of this into the offer or something close to it. He'll get to move into a beautiful home and lock in his interest rate right now. So what are the other options out there? I guess you could throw in the towel and decide to rent. Well, rental prices have skyrocketed across the state. Actually, nationally, rental prices have gone up. I'm not aware of any decreases. Let's say, for instance, you need a single family home. In Utah, you'll probably pay about $2,500 a month on average. That'd be $30,000 a year, $150,000 over 5 years, and $300,000 over 10 years. So you decide to wait on the sidelines for the interest rates to go back down to 3%. Over the next year, that probably will not happen. Federal Reserve has already said they plan on raising rates, not decreasing rates. Let's say it takes 5 years or maybe 10 years for the rate to go back down to 3%. You will have paid in rent $150,000 over 5 years and $300,000 over 10 years. And that is all non-refundable just to obtain the lower rate. And the other side of the coin is, what if the interest rates just continue going up over the next 10 years to maybe 8, 9, 10%? Seems very expensive to me. If you want to buy a home but you're concerned about the possible recession, one solution is to buy below your budget. For example, let's say you qualify for $700,000. You could look at the $600,000 price range and see if any of those homes meets, your particular wants and desires. You can also look for deals and opportunities. A home that needs a little updating or a home that needs major updating. You may find a seller that's willing to negotiate a lower price just to sell that home. Sometimes you'll find a home that's got bad paint. Maybe it's got 3 bedrooms that are pink or 3 bedrooms that are blue. Maybe bad flooring. Well, not really bad flooring, just worn or outdated flooring. You can always move into the house, and when you have money later down the road, have new carpet, new hardwood put in, new tile put in, or maybe do it yourself. Maybe you'll come across a home with outdated appliances. Same there. You could always use what's there, and as you have the money, replace those particular items. You may find a yard that has not been well maintained. Maybe you've got a green thumb and you can turn that undesirable yard into something that looks beautiful. The conditions are different than what we saw back in 2008. So don't expect sellers to take $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 off the price. Sellers, well, they'd like to sell their home, but they're not desperate. Remember that most homeowners in this market are locked into them 2 and 3% loans, and it's very likely that they could rent the home if it doesn't sell. And with rental prices being so strong, I'm sure that most could find a renter that would cover the mortgage and also cash flow them some money every single month. I've talked a lot about buying a home, but what if you're selling a home? I've got a couple tips. Declutter the home, do some deep cleaning, stage the home, and price it fairly. If you do those things, there's a good chance you'll get a fair price in a decent amount of time. So what does the future hold? And that's a great question. There's a lot going on in the United States right now, and many things going on around the world that can affect our economy. I would love to know in the comments down below, where do you see things going? One question I always get asked, are prices dropping? We are seeing some price reductions, mostly of homes that were priced initially above the comps or previous sold homes in the neighborhood, and they're being dropped down to a level that is more realistic. Some people noticed that their neighbor's home sold for, say, $600,000 3 months ago. They're trying to sell their home for $650,000 at the current time. So sellers are having to lower their price down to what the current market conditions are. So in conclusion, we are seeing the market change from a seller's market towards a buyer's market. There is more inventory, more homes to choose from. If you have any kind of questions, by all means, reach out to me. Glad to answer anything that I can. Till the next video, take care and stay safe.